Earlier this year, the Department of Treasury introduced tax-free savings accounts to build household savings and encourage investment. This is one of the focus points for this year's National Savings Month. To find out about the importance and benefits of savings, we are joined in studio by Lungile Msibi. She's the brand manager for Emperor Asset Management. Good to have you on Morning Live. Welcome to the program.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
All right. So I suppose the big question is, are South Africans saving enough?
Unfortunately not. We find that 45% of people find themselves having to work throughout their retirement years. And most people have the ability to save and invest but choose not to. I think these are the decisions that sort of impact their retirement very negatively. I think there's a massive mindset that needs to change with regards to savings, and I think National Savings Month helps a lot with that.
Are we an isolated case, though? Because, I mean, when you look around the world as well, I can imagine that the story is very, very similar, is that most people around the world struggle to save or not. Do other countries do better at this?
We're not an isolated case. It happens throughout the world, but I think this we have an opportunity to change the story, you know. I think the government introducing tax-free savings accounts helps in that sort of changing the mindset around saving.
Yeah. All right. So we see this whole introduction now of the tax-free saving accounts. Tell me a little bit more about this.
So what that includes is that people are now able to save or invest a minimum of 500,000 Rand in their lifetime without paying income tax or capital gains tax.
Okay. Okay. So this is the rule. Thereafter, you start paying tax on that.
So there is no thereafter. You can only pay up to invest up to 500,000 Rand, which is broken up to 30,000 Rand a year.
Okay.
If you break that down even further, it's about 2,500 Rand a month.
So that's what people are. Well, that's the idea, is to try and get people to save a minimum of 2,500 Rand a month.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Which is difficult.
It is. Not everybody has an extra 2,000
remotely.
Rand a month to save or invest, but at least there is opportunity to save even less. So that the 30,000 Rand is the yearly cap, but you have an opportunity to save whatever you've got. There are savings vehicles that allow you to save or invest from as little as 5 Rand. So there are opportunities out there.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, I suppose, the message out there, is that it doesn't matter how much you earn or when you start to save. The earlier you save and, you know, however much you can afford, you need to save. It's a reality. It's
a reality, yeah. I think when young people start to saving and investing early, that will help them a lot in the long run with their short-term and long-term goals as well. Even with their retirement planning, if you start early, then you safeguarding a proper, safe retirement.
Yeah. Let's give a couple of recommendations when we're trying to find an investment product. What should we look for in terms of, I suppose, the earning group that we are part of, and, you know, just the thing that can help us looking forward?
I think the first thing we should look at is accessibility. You must find an investment or savings partner that is able to help you access your money as soon as you want it in case of an emergency. And I think if you are investing, you must look for an investment partner that has a proven track record of outperforming the market. Because one mistake that we find that people do is they take their money and they give it to someone to handle for them, but they don't realize that their money needs to work for them, and they need to check in with their finances to see how well it is working for them. So if you've got someone who's very transparent in how they engage with your money, that will help you in the long run. And
also to watch out for these scrupulous people out there, because I've heard horror stories of people that invest all their money with an individual, and that individual just takes it and runs away with it, and then you've got nothing.
We've heard lots of stories about that as well at Emperor Asset Management, and we find that so unfortunate. I think the first thing that people need to do before they engage with a financial services provider is check whether they're available on the Financial Services Board and website, and check if they've got an FSB number and if they're registered. If they're not registered, don't go there.
Okay, so that's the first thing you should look for.
Yes.
All right, so what about Stockfells? I mean, these are huge in South Africa. Do you recommend them as a savings tool?
I mean, Stockfells have been around in South Africa for many years, and they are a recognized savings platform. I would recommend that people start off maybe by investing in a Stockfell, but then what I've come to know about Stockfells is that unfortunately your money doesn't grow, it just sort of accumulates. But if that money that is invested in a Stockfell is probably taken into an investment house, that it gives it that much more power for potential growth, other than just it accumulating for the year and then being evenly spread out later in the year.
Yeah, and again, it's got to be a reputable Stockfell.
Exactly.
People that you trust, people that, because it works quite well for a lot of people. And I know that was, we did an interview recently about Stockfells and the importance of them in the South African landscape, because that's how a lot of people save. I mean, so many people don't even have bank accounts in the country.
Exactly. Stockfells are basically run on trust, and if you can get one that's reputable, then go all the way for it. I think it's another savings avenue that I condone personally.
Yeah. All right, so I mean, just as I suppose as a parting word, the best bit of advice you can give in the savings months here in South Africa, July.
I think if you haven't saved or invested before, a tax-free savings account is the first thing that you should do, because of the tax benefits of it, and then the minimum investments that are required. I mean, you can invest from as little as 250 Rand if you just do a shopping around, you know. If you haven't started, that's the first thing you must do. Start.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No matter what you are. And I know we did an interview as well last week talking about the importance of saving and saying that, you know, especially the youth, because you think you're going to have that job forever, and you go and spend your money on cars and phones and clothes and alcohol, and at the end of the day, when that money stops coming in, then you're in trouble. So just save some of it. It's important. Thank you. Thank you very much for the advice here on the program. This is Lungile Msibi, who is the brand manager for Emperor Asset Management, talking to us about National Savings Month, which of course is for the month of July. So we'll be talking a lot about it. I don't think you can talk enough about savings. It really is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself going into your retirement. All right, let's take a quick break.